In all the unit test cases that we are writing so far, one thing is common, and that is assert. Assert is something that is coming from this XUnit framework. Although it is a part of the concept of the unit test cases, no matter which framework you are using, you will always have to write that arrange, act, assert. To work with this assert, there are some methods given by the XUnit framework. If I open my application over here, open any unit test case, you will notice then in all of them we are writing some methods. Sometimes we use true, sometimes we use equal, sometimes we use something else. Now in next few videos, let's talk about all these methods that are coming from this assert class. XUnit is an open source application and the entire code is available on GitHub. If I open my browser and navigate to this github.com XUnit, this is the official home page of the XUnit core. At this place, you can notice that there are some repository. This is the core XUnit. Then we are having these asserts. So now we are talking about the asserts. So this XUnit internally is using this library. If I click on this one, let's see how it will work. So you can notice we are having a very basic library, nothing complex over here, but we are having several classes. Let's start from the beginning. So these are some common files that we always have. This is the GitHub file, git ignore file, git editor config file. But here is the assert.cs class. Let's see what this is. Here you can notice that this is just a partial class. So it means there will be more classes with the same name. Now this class is not having too many methods. The only thing we have to focus is now on this Boolean assert, collection assert, comparer, dictionary assert, equality assert. So many methods are there. We will start from this Boolean asserts. So if I navigate over here, you will notice that again the name of the class is assert. The name space is XUnit. So if you are using XUnit, then you can access all these methods. The class name is assert. One thing you have to notice is that all these methods are static. So it means how do we access them? We don't have to create the instance. Simply use the class name dot the method name. That is how it will work. So there are mainly two methods in this Boolean assert class. One is this false. Here it is. And the second one is the true. There are some different overloaded versions of this method. And you can notice that the simplest one is that write some condition. Based on the condition, this will give you false or the true value. Now let's focus on all these things in the application. Okay, to understand that concept, let's get a new class over here. And here I'm writing this assert tests. Now inside this one, I can write some unit test cases. How do we do that? I'm writing a very basic method at this place and the method name is this Boolean assert returns true. We have to use that attribute. The name is fact. And one more point you have to notice over here is that the concept that we have covered in the previous videos, like we have to use the fact, we have to use the theory, we have to use the inline data, class data, member data, all those concepts are applicable over here. I do not want to repeat all of them. So for example, if I go to this math helper class, you will notice that we are having so many things. Everything is applicable over there also. We are having this input, then we are calling some actual method and ultimately we are testing that over here. So in this video, what I will do, I will skip this part and directly I will simply have my hard-coded input and I will use the assert method. So don't think that I'm skipping something. This is because our main focus is to learn only the methods that are coming from the assert class. Once you master those methods, then you can use them in your actual method testing. So for example, in this method, I want to test something Boolean condition. My logic is that I want to check if the result is greater than 0 or not. That is a Boolean condition, right? So in that situation, you can use that Boolean assert method. We'll talk about that, how this will work. So for example, this is my condition. I'm writing bool condition equal true, right? So what I'm doing here is assert.true. Remember that in that assert class that we are using, there are two methods, assert.true. Let's click on this one also. Here also you can see that we are navigated to the same file that was available in our browser and we are having the same methods. We are having the false. There are some overloaded versions over here. We are passing just the condition and in some of them we are also having the message. So mainly two things, one condition and the message, and then same thing is in the true. You can pass the condition and you can also write the optional message. So this is my simplest unit test case. If I want to run it, click on this one and run it. You can notice that the test is working fine. Now let's modify this test case and here I'm writing int a is equals to 10. I know this is very basic thing, but we have to focus only on these methods. If you will not cover these methods, then when you will work on the actual applications, during that testing you will get a little bit confused at which method I should use over here. Okay, now let's do that. So here I'm writing a is greater than 10. So what I'm having, int a is equals to 10, and I'm checking that if this a is greater than 10, then this method will return the true, which is fine. Let's just run it, and this time you can notice that this method is not working. This is because this condition is false. Why it is false? Because a is equal to 10, not greater than that. So this time if I will run it, you can notice that this is working. So you can apply the same logic in your other methods also. Like if this is the math helper class that I was having, remember, and if I navigate over here, see, if I want to check if my result is greater than 0, I can also do that. Here I'm writing this assert dot true. What I'm writing, result is greater than 0. You can write any meaningful condition at this place, run it, and this will work. You can notice that this is working really well. This is how you can work with these Boolean methods. There is one more thing. In the second parameter, you can pass the optional message like this. If I will run it now, see how this will work. You can notice that this is working fine. We are using the true method. Let's try the false method. This is my false method. Okay. Let's not make any other change over here, and if you will run this test, you will notice that this will fail. This is because this condition is true, and here we are having the false. So ultimately, if it is true, then this method will return the false value. Okay, if I will fix it, here I'm writing that like this, run it. One more thing you have to notice over here is that the second parameter is optional. You can just remove that and this will still work. See, it is working. You can also pass your message at this place like this, run it, and this will still work. So the Boolean has two methods. You can use any one of them, true or false. You have to pass a condition. If the condition is true, based on that, you will get the result. Second parameter is optional. You can pass the parameter. That is all in this video. In the next one, we will talk about the next assert methods. Thank you for watching.